gonna land him through the water tower and nothing is gonna hit. Okay, Halo. We saw Zio be an absolute superstar in the group stage.
Really did.
But nobody's going to do it just yet, as he will keep that out and just waiting. And got to say, Falcons playing this really, really close to the vest. They're wanting Gen G to be the one that pushes into them. And Rello going to get knocked very low from the grenade damage, but not going to go down.
Yeah, they are, as you said, close to the vest, but this is the problem. They're also isolated, right? Gen G have completely trapped them in this two-story red prio. And so for now, the nade will land. Rex will find just 2 members left of the Falcons in a very advantageous position on the map. But right now, 2 down, they are feeling it, Poro.
Almost went down to his own team's grenade there. And you got to kind of feel for Falcons here. Tosi's going to actually blow him up. So that's 1 left up here for Falcons. They weren't able to play around the outside of this compound because of FaZe, because of TSM, because of Luna. All these teams kind of right around the same place. And there you go. Falcons go down in 16th place. All 4 kills picked up by Gen G. Yeah, but you wondered if it might have been a little bit early for New Happy to send it to that spot. And they're going to take 2 knocks right there. We'll see if they get the flushes. As, yeah, you see Ming Ming just dancing around right now, trying to survive. Tonke with the big one. Oh, FaZe is going to eat that alive. Yeah, trying to get those kills. They know who they're fighting against for position right now in this leaderboard.
Yeah, but that's the problem is as FW got the mortars, multiple teams sent in. FaZe on their way. FW, now TSM is going to be joining this fight as they crash the only dip that's available in the center of this circle, but Sixax will fight back. He'll fight 1 of TSM. Alo will go down.
Absolute madness going on in the center of the circle right now as Utility is flying left and right. I don't even know how many are left for anybody. It looks like TSM will be the eventual winners in the end, but at what cost? Down to just Sparking and Luke 12.
Considering the position that they came from, that was the best timing, probably one of the best plays they could make because they were far off the West Poro. They had nothing to play, and they kept 1 of FaZe, by the way. Jeems still alive in those dips, but he still has a member of 17 to contest with, but also T5 now in a position where they can start to assault and get angles on that center circle of TSM, and now Twisted starting to make their advance.
Oh, and T1 is just getting battered by Luna Galaxy and Freaks. It feels like they might not be around for much longer, but they get a little bit of a reprieve here. Type going to do the most here for T1, get the knock. Zenith gets raining back on his feet, so not flushed out for T1 just yet. They still have a shot here as Vinny is the last player alive for Luna Galaxy.
Yeah, and Cerberus are going to want to move to the dip just to their south where we talked about T1 potentially going to before they got in this entanglement here with Luna Galaxy. As you said, Type just an absolute beast for T1 when it comes to getting them out of difficult positions, but that dip in front of Cerberus and Gen G will be contested by those 2 teams as Luna will get erased by Cerberus.
Through the smoke for him, and that's 3 kills picked up for Cerberus. They stuck around in that compound long enough to try to finish them off, but that means that T1...
Back, he anchored so well, he got a knock with the grenade. He opened this fight up for them. As we were talking about Lou, he's just been so good for Twisted, specifically in PGS6, but always as that vehicle will fly and actually hit Cuban.
The laser grenade strike again as Lou is Johnny on the spot, and as he is in the perfect place at the perfect time to collect some more knocks for Twisted Minds. And yeah, Perfectus, they are going to send this. They know that they've got these guys up against the wall. These are free points if they can get them, but they've got to be careful. TDT has vision over that. They will use the cover. They will get their knocks. They will get their points. Can they get the final one in Arns, making it into this late game? Adder will go down to Fluky, though, so that might be the first one. That's the first chink we've seen in the armor for Gen G as Tosi is going to bleed out. Will they be able to get there in time? Barpo going to go down. Tosi going to go down. Everybody going to go down as the grenades come raining in from TSM and Cerberus.
And you can see the problem with playing so close to each other on the opposite ends of this road ridge is the utility, but the other thing, and the caveat to that, Mike, is that he's just 1 member left still standing, but Tulins has dead center of this circle, and with the rest of his team holding out T1, it's looking very good for Twisted here as TDT now have to make their approach into the circle. They've been harassing all the teams from that hillside, time to move in, but Cerberus just trying to, as you said, dig out the final member of TSM, and they're going to find some shots onto Luke. Nothing connects yet. He's going to go down on his belly, and Luke will go down.
Will indeed, but not before TSM collects 7 kills and a 6th place finish there. Not too shabby for a duo. Cerberus now down to just Hymas as Theraton 5 trying to push in there. Hymas going to go down to the good grenade from Fluky. And now Theraton 5 is getting pushed by TDT, but the spray not going to land for Van. And now the rest of the boys have to make their way across this wide open road. It is danger town here for TDT, and Fluky and Ranger X are causing the most problems.
Ranger X so consistent for the team, but wait a second, Zenith.
That point, as we've seen, every point matters. You can see how close that leaderboard is. Only one game in here. Zenith doing it, still staying alive for T1. He's managed to avoid Twisted Minds. They haven't been able to clean him out just yet. Twisted just playing it very, very carefully right now. I mean, again, and they have no reason to do anything but that. I mean, they have center zone. These guys are going to have to push into them at some point. And look at this, Ranger X actually getting revived. So Marathon 5 get back up to 2 strong.
For now, as one of the only smokes in that road, I was going to say it's a big target for the teams. And what nades they do have left, so one will land, and it's going to be Zenith, though. He'll backstab Batulins. That's a big knock.
Zenith causing so many problems for Twisted Minds. He was the one that got the kill onto Lou earlier, and now he gets the knock on Batulins. Wong F will go down to example, so TDT now out. But that's 9 kills picked up for Twisted. Can they go for the res one? They have a general idea of where Zenith is, but don't count out Zenith. He has been a thorn in the side for Twisted Minds this entire late game, and you could see how damaged the Twisted Minds players are.
Yeah, example did find a new helmet, but still, it doesn't even matter. Twisted, despite losing some members to some snakes out in the grass, will find their first victory here in the first game of day 2, and what a victory.
Teams gambling, like TSM, for example, kind of gambling on the idea of having 2 up on an extremely strong hill, which if it...
Gentlemen, as we do head into our final wrangle of the day, and something else to note, 17 again, did quite early, and so now 17 has to kind of just contend to stay in the middle here, but Gen G also on the top of that hill.
Godspeed. Falcons.
I saw it.
Call in the E pickup, and now 4AM is collapsing on them as well. Are they going to get another free spray into a full team as they make their way across using that E pickup? The shots are coming through. They might be a little bit too far away this time, but you can see the damage is coming in, but the knocks just not following as Falcons just barely get away.
4AM have opted to just be the E-pickup bully.
I know.
Pushing Gen G off initially and now finding Falcons. The timing just a second behind to actually get those knocks or those kills as Falcons now have to make a decision. Where are you going to go in the circle?
That's a rough cross from the spot that they're at. They saw Theraton 5. They're already dropping right now. You see the shots coming through on from Luna Galaxy. Nothing in the kill feed on.
You're going to go in the circle.
That's a rough cross from the spot that they're at. They saw Theraton 5. They're already dropping right now. You see the shots coming through on from Luna Galaxy. Nothing in the kill feed on them just yet. It looks like Patampong actually going to be the first one to go down. So T5 will lose at least one. Falcons, where are they going to go as we see this fight continuing over on Ferry Pier? Utility coming out from TSM. As, you see the kill feed just lighting up. And now that was Gen G just getting absolutely roasted by 4AM a little bit earlier here.
TSM are afforded some time to fight KDF. They did lose Kurt early on that pier.
Oh, Falcons.
And Falcons, yeah, I mean,
it's just
a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
There you go. They're the E pickup villains now.
Yes.
So, well, either way, this fight's going to have to come to an end. Oh, no, that's not what you want to do. Immediately hitting a rock as everybody that you've just been fighting with is going to hear this, and the shots are coming through from Luke 12, but he's got to land them through the water tower, and nothing is going to hit. Okay, Halo.
Disaster.
No, that's not where the boats don't like being on rocks, Bean.
How did that even get up there? I don't even understand. My favorite part about watching you cast is how you were leaning through trying to navigate yourself as if you were shooting. That is a disaster for KDF.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Starting to think of going up that hill, especially if they see knocks. The problem is no knocks were had, and now Cerberus, could they be? actually going to be sending it in between here. They're just going to get out of that northern edge.
Oh man, the timing on this is almost perfect. Okay, duck my, will get spotted out by Ming Ming, but they almost get there right before New Happy fully committed to leaving that compound, and so now they're going to send it towards Rex's shack. Rex, you have a small bit of land left to yourself. Can you defend it? They will check it first, but Hymas going to get spotted immediately. The flashbang will come through. Solozzi still low, and Rex isn't going to waste any time. He defends himself.
And what a play. Immediately recognizing the vehicle went behind, finding the angle onto Hymas. That was so...
Not biting just yet on pushing into the building itself. Well, Danadol would love this. No, it's going to hit the edge of the wall, but Sixax will find Flash. Banana 1 will get traded back as well, and now it's all down to Sixax with the shotty in hand.
And the problem here for Day Trade is if they can just get rid of Sixax as quickly as possible, they can try to make it up towards the north, but no, that fight concluded way too quickly, but the casualty is there. He delayed. Sixax delayed Day Trade. And now
T1 has to worry about Twisted Minds wrapping around on the edge of the circle, but Lou gonna go down. Perfectic's gonna go down. T1 so quick to turn.
And just like that, T1 has flipped the script onto Twisted Minds. Not only that, but they're burning in the blue Poro. So that this is a dire situation. It's just down to Batulins, and he's not going to be able to get that res. Meanwhile, T1 now starting to make their way up towards Luna to take that fight and take control of the high ground.
And Luna Galaxy saw that in the kill feed. They saw the fight going on. They tried to push out Anadol, though, and now it's down to just Norns and Belmont. But Norns will find Kraken. So trades coming through here for Day Trade. 2v2 to finish this off, but Vinny and Haven, they've got the high ground. They've got smokes to play around, but Belmoth using them to perfection, coming in from the side. They've got hard cover that they can retreat to, but you can see the damage coming in. Kraken going to feed that information over, but he will get finished off by Norns.
But it's FaZe now starting to come in. They realize that both of these teams are limping in as they're going to try to take control. Fex.
And 17, while all this was going on, sent Lil Ghost down to that roadside, that low ground, and he is lying prone behind a tree, and I've got to imagine that FaZe has no idea that he's down there. No shots have been sent over in that direction just yet. But what kind of utility do these guys have left? FaZe have been in that compound for quite some time, so they haven't really had to get involved in any open field fighting just yet, so they should be sitting pretty nice. First smokes will come through. 17 will instantly start sending grenades over in that direction.
I love this wrap on the south side from FaZe. This is what they do. Take control of the center. Fex will find Shawu, the first to fall. Suju now trying to go in with the response, but that rock, the cover is so strong. And look at the angles. The way that they're cutting off the circle from 17. It's just down to Little Ghost. He'll find one, but realistically, he can't get it done. FaZe will win the second game and get a healthy amount of points here on Erangel.
FaZe Clan with authority there at the end. Once they made
same time, you know, I mean, they were able to put up a terrifying performance for this one, all things considered. All not
a little hotter today than they have, especially with the sub in from me.
Yeah, you know, Wiggins. After that bad game last time, they're running into a very split Twisted Minds, but it doesn't matter. Example going to find that opening knock on a flood. And can Falcons recover here, fighting around all this mountainous terrain?
Yeah, this is an awkward fight for sure. I'm not even sure they're aware of Batulins now looking to get an angle onto this one, and Roth will get the knock onto Lou, but he'll be traded out immediately by Example.
Ooh, Example doing big work right now. That's a second knock, and now Batulins will find Snakers. It's all down to Rello. Rello does at least get the flush onto Lou, so that's 1 point, but I mean, Falcons, again, just early game, run into the wrong spot at the wrong time, and unfortunately they're going to lose pretty much everybody. Twisted is down Lou, and that's not ideal either, but Falcons in a spot where they need a lot more help than Twisted Minds does.
Yeah, I think the problem here for Rello is just to get out, but meanwhile, Gen G is entangled here with one knocked out. Yeah, this is not a good start. We're talking about getting center and spreading out and getting kills. The opposite is happening for Gen G. It's just Adder now just going to commit to the res onto Barpo.
I mean, this is actually kind of huge for FaZe, though. I mean, we talk about the momentum after you get that win in the last game, and now all of a sudden, remember, these guys were in compounds just right next to each other. There was no real reason for them to push, but FaZe gets the knock, or they see the knock come through. I know 17 is kind of third party on this, but they immediately push off of that. They realize that they're in an advantageous position, and they're feeling confident. They feel like pushing, and so far it's working out in their favor. as Barpo will go down to the blue zone grenade, and all of a sudden it's just down to Adder.
Yeah, and we've seen what FaZe can do when they have the confidence, when they start to string things together. Adder just a couple HP away from being knocked and finished to that blue zone grenade in the distance. We see Roth and Rilla go down. Falcons will fall in 16th, but looks like Gen G is going to follow them shortly here.
Yep. Just got to get back in the lobby, reset, get ready for Tego. Adder has flashbang in hand, he's waiting to hear the footsteps push in. James, though, not even going to waste any time. Beautiful look from the window, and that'll be it for Gen G. And FaZe turning things up here in day number 2 of that circle. So I guess a lot of people either just found compounds or found positions, or maybe they've just been looking at heat maps that make them think that this circle is going to cut back down towards this south side. Meanwhile, 4 a.m. on the move. I think they know exactly the compound that Zhu is in. They're going to go for it. But meanwhile, FW and Luna, the fight continues. And right off the bat, the trade comes through. Posa going to go down. And now Ray, oh, actually, no trade. It's another fight going on in the kill feed. Meanwhile, FW gets the shots onto Zakraken, but not the knock. And they're just going to take what they can get and pull back.
Actually surprised FW didn't pour over and just get that last knock on a Kraken. The rest of the team wasn't in range, and he was in an open hillside, but I guess, lucky for Luna, they'll keep 3 alive for the time being. 4am now continuing their push onto multiple teams. TDT, the last member of this team. ZYU, can he survive? Nope, they'll finally get rid of him. And 4am, again, continuing the aggression, finding some success this game.
Well, at 4 a.m., they were throwing all the utility that they could. So 4 Angry Men, they got some points for their trouble, and they still have 3 alive, even though they have lost Wang Zhai. And, Xiaobei. You hear the shots. I'm not even sure if that was FaZe. No, that's coming from Twisted Minds from the south.
Yeah, Twisted Minds has been set up on this western edge here for quite a while. And as we know, they're going to take their time. And FaZe now, Fex going to open this one up. Xiaobei going to be the first to fall for 17. And Twisted Minds is going to want to get involved in this as FaZe is now starting to push the pace.
Beautiful little blue zone flank from FaZe there. And they'll start things off with the 2 knocks. Can they get the last ones? The smoke wall being laid down by 17, keeping him alive a little bit longer, but it's all going to come down to Zhao Wu as he is going to be eating some blue zone damage. Correxy will take, oh no, nice shot from Zhao Wu. Will find Corexy, but there you go. He's going to get taken down by Perfectix as once again, Twisted Minds just in the perfect place at the perfect time.
Yeah, but more importantly, looking up to the north side.
FaZe off of this and headed back down towards the south. They still have a nice little edge spot to play. As we now check in with Day Trade playing along that roadside. They've got 4 a.m. just ahead of them. We'll see if Nurens can hear them coming or get a read on where they are. But you see what the terrain is working with around here. A lot of hills, a lot of stuff to hide around here. So we'll see how it plays out. Meanwhile, Kwangdong Freaks, TSM look like they want a piece of this as they're going to come in with that hard, the utility sparking the grenade, going to land right on top of Heaven. As 2 knocked now for Freaks, and TSM, look, they smell blood in the water. They are not going to let these guys off of this one easy.
No, not at all, and it's just a duo of TSM. They're actually split. Kurt will go down, though. That is a little dangerous.
Oh, 4 a.m.?
And 4 a.m. will realize with the mortars, yep, they're sending it to you. Will finish off Purdy Curdy. You have 2 members of TSM still on that eastern edge. And now they're currently being held out by New Happy. This is starting to be dangerous. It's starting to maybe fall apart for TSM.
Oh, Bean once again the last guy alive, and he is tanking some damage there, but the last mortar will do it, and that'll be Freaks out in 12th place. As 4 a.m., they started heading over in this direction, but Cerberus flexing out from the compound, from the city, get a little bit of a flank angle onto them. Twisted Mind's going to lose. Perfectix going to lose.
On the south, you still have T5 there. Don't forget about Sparking, the solo player. Meanwhile, though, Day Trade have found their opportunity, but it's going to be New Happy to ruin it for them as they are just using this road ridge to perfection.
New Happy coming alive again the late game. Belmont, the last player up for Day Trade, and he's doing some damage as he gets a knock on HSM. New Happy, meanwhile, all 4 players left alive under 0 pressure. They have a beautiful ridge line to work with. Nobody looking in their direction. They have all day long to take shots at whoever they spot out here. Finally, HiMass will find an angle onto him, but ZP will go down to Sololzi. So that is 4 a.m. out. Belmoth still alive for day trade. There you go. He's going to get spotted out by Ming Ming, sparking the last solo player alive for TSM as Cerberus have turned their attention off to the north to deal with Luna Galaxy.
Yeah, good decision. Just take the fight in the north first, and then once you clear that, then you can focus on the teams in the south. There's no reason to split your members between two different fights on opposite sides of this circle. And so Luna Galaxy still fighting back, though. Did have damage and a potential knock, but no, just like that, it's going to be Haisaki and HiMass to just delete Luna and send him back to the lobby.
This has been a problem for Cerberus all day, keeping Haisaki alive to the late game. He has just been going down so early, and you can see what a difference it makes when he is there, and he can be a shotgun rider here for HiMass as they are 4 up on complete control of the north here. T5 going to try to clear out what's left of Sparking and TSM, and they will do so. Padampong will be the one to do it. 2 kills now for T5. They have control over the east, so it's a 4v4v4 end here. T5 by surprise from that high ground. Meanwhile, New Happy, they've got everybody back on their feet, but they're still outside of zone. They're still playing around on that ridge line. The smoke wall's coming down. And Cerberus, they're still starting to head over in this direction, but maybe not as aggressively as we were expecting.
No, but they have taken complete control of the circle. This is a fantastic play coming from Cerberus because they don't want to peek over too early. They still need to see a couple more knocks before they completely commit, but now you see Duckmire, you see Sololzi starting to make their way over here. New Happy have managed to found a corner in the circle, but T5 is still fighting back. AZ will fall first.
Padampong landing big shots once again. As Ranger X, we saw him pull off some magic in the group stage, and look at that, New Happy is down to just 1, and Cerberus coming over at the perfect time as well. Ranger X, the last player alive for T5, 1 up for New Happy as well, as he's gonna spot out Non, so Theraton 5 will secure second place. Will he say, do you go down to blue here, Cerberus? He's gonna spot him, gets him low, he's gonna go down to blue, and Cerberus get the victory.
Taking that early game compound, funneling all the teams away from them, and then when the teams did crash...
Okay, let's see how this goes. And before it's Duckmire somehow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed, time to Tego, and boy, oh boy, is it...
Yeah, they've definitely come back down to earth. As see now, Haven. Oh, he's going to go down. Good shots from James as FaZe going to keep it going after that victory. Decent performance last game, although going out in 10th place, they did manage to get 6 kills, and now they've got Luna Galaxy dead to rights as James will find another one. Vinny gonna go down, and the rest of Luna just trying to get out of Dodge alive.
So they have found consistency. In the first couple games, Luna looked like they were starting to pick it up. Now are driving close to the compound where that duo that is left of Luna Galaxy are, and it looks like they're actually just going straight in for a crash.
Oh my!
But it's gonna be a Panzer 6-ax. No, he blew himself up.
That's not what you want to do with a Panzer 6-pack. Okay. He is not allowed to carry the Panzerfaust anymore for FW. And to be fair, Luna Galaxy had one just ready and waiting for him just in case. But fortunately, 6-ax did it to himself. But the grenade's still coming out here. Is Luna Galaxy going to hold off the charge as long as they can? And you see 17 just on the hillside off to the north. 4 a.m. also making that rotation nearby. Luna Galaxy just holding strong as long as they can. More utility coming out of FW. The smoke wall going to go down as it looks like they might be going in for the push. And Day Trade going to give them a little bit of a long-range help here.
Yeah, and the only reprieve is that the Day Trade has been kind of looking at this. Now the smokes are out, and so it looks like FW is trying to get that push. What a Panzer there coming out from Posa, immediately opens the door, and it's now just to the last member. And so Luna, at least, Posa once again being the anchor, the rock for the team of Luna Galaxy.
FW never want to see another Panzer as long as they live.
You have these 3 teams so close to each other, but now we are moving back over here. It does look like there was a knock and curve. Xiao Bei will go down yet again as Little Ghost holding the angle. He has to be huge. He doesn't even find, no, he does find one, but he gets traded.
Oh, New Happy just playing around that wall so well. But Xiao Zed and Nan, the last two players alive, they are waiting for the inevitable push. Suju, though, is just dipping out. He's trying to escape, but look at T1 in the background. They heard this going on. Raining is coming over. He's going to see if he can find something. Zenith has an angle on it. Suju just playing around that wall. Will find Xiao Z. What a shot from Suju to keep 17 in this.
And T1, they got kind of crippled on the east side by Twisted Minds, but now this is the opportunity, Poro. This is their chance to get some points as a duo to come down that hill. But now Quandong Freaks will pour over from the south side.
Guman will find the angle on the Raining as Zenith was pushing into the compound. He is in a 1v3. New Happy managed to get 3 players back on their feet and reset. But Quandong Freaks, they have the high ground. They have different angles. T1 will go down to Nan. And now Cerberus, we were in a fight with TDT. They had him dead to rights. They were 4 alive. All of a sudden, it's down to just High Mass.
And ZYU, it's a 1v1, and I love the rotation from Gen G. They actually opted not to get entangled too much in this fight, and now they've taken a position just to the south of where we currently see KDF. And so it's going to be ZYU. You said it at the beginning of the broadcast, has been a superstar for TDT, at least as far as this tournament is concerned.
He had an absolute banger of the group stages. They needed him to step up. They've got everybody up. This could be a good turning game for them. Gen G, meanwhile, they have the high ground. They are right on the doorstep of the Freaks, and it looks like they now figured it out as they get the initial knock.
And you have to imagine here, all the teams of the Northwest are about to be embroiled into a bloodbath. You see Luna Galaxy still taking shots up on this hill as well. Heaven will find Tosi. KDF will get the res onto Bean, and so for all intents and purposes, KDF still fighting as well as they can, but New Happy now starting to come in on their backside.
So you're going to take a little shots from Day Trade, it looks like, and I love this from Luna Galaxy. Although they are down to a duo, still being very active, still shooting from that compound and making everybody afraid to try to push into there. As Nan will get the nice spray into Human, gets the next guy low, but Heaven gonna find 2 on a Gen G with a well-placed grenade as New Happy comes to third party, and Quandong Freaks is down, and now Gen G is next on the menu for New Happy.
And they finished that fight so fast that there really wasn't any. I'll tell you right now, the record between Twisted and Falcons this event has not been in Falcons' favor at all.
Pretty one-sided so far here as Flood will just tank the blue zone grenade for the time being, see if he can maybe get Snagger. Now Snaggers is just going to go down to it, so Bobo will secure that point for 4 a.m. Twisted Minds, as you said, came over the top, but they are not going to extend overly. They want to make sure that they can just kind of third-party everything here. Rello with a nice prey on a ZPon, though, as Falcons, they might be in a bad spot, but they have a beautiful spread as Roth and Flood and Rello will all combine to contribute to get some more points here as the Falcons fight for their life. And Twisted Minds will now go down to Roth as well.
And so this is what we were worried about, Twisted Minds getting involved, but a nice knock. Roth does slow things down. Still 3 members up, though, as Twisted starting to make this push forward. And now New Happy Esports, why not? They're going to get involved as Rello and Roth will take out both HSMM and Perfectix.
I mentioned the Twisted Minds. They had that Hilltops angle onto Falcons, and they weren't overextending, but then they sent Perfectix in and end up paying the price for it as FaZe will finish off Day Trade Gaming on the south side. FaZe down to 3, but they've got a lot of real estate to work with. TSM, though, now sending it into this direction of Falcons. Gen G has arrived in the Luna Galaxy compound. TSM now arriving in the Luna Galaxy compound. It's a 3-way fight for the compound, and Falcons still fighting for their lives.
And meanwhile, FaZe have taken complete control of the south side of the circle. They've realized what's happening. All these teams being condensed, all these teams being forced to fight. Example will take care of Ming Ming as they start to try to make their rotation in from the north. Now Falcons just down to 2. There is no way that they will get up Roth, at least currently it looks like. And then you still have the solo of ZYU all the way on the west side, but that compound is going to be insane now that TSM has arrived, and now they are the ones to gatekeep the other 2 teams of Luna and Gen G.
Twisted Minds tunneling down onto Falcons and New Happy for good reason, but that means that they don't see their backsides. They don't see that Fex has made his way over. Corexi is about to join him as well, and he's He's going to get the knock on the Batulins. Lou will get the knock on Arello. Flood now the last player left alive for Falcons. Can he survive and get a few more points as FaZe is coming streaming over the top to take down
some damage here, but like you said, it's just going to be down to Flood, currently trying to hold off the 2 members of Twisted Minds. Meanwhile, that fight's still happening in the compound. Kraken will fall to Barpo.
And he's going to get flushed as well, so it's down to just Posa for Luna Galaxy, although Gen G and TSM still inside that compound, so that fight could pop off at any moment here. Lou, Flood will find the spray. Rello still has not been flushed out, so it's a possibility that Falcons can get back up to 2 strong here. As example, the rest of Twisted Minds, like I think it's an example, Batulins, they're going for a res onto one of the knock player. Batulins will get back on his feet, so that's Twisted Minds back up to 3 strong. AZ from New Happy will send it into the compound as well, as TSM has taken the fight over to Gen G. Tosi, the last one alive, with only 28 HP.
And I just want to say I love what FaZe did there. They didn't overcommit. That was a nade from Purdy. Of course it's a nade from Purdy. It's going to take out the last member. Flood will fall to Lou. Again, a heat seeker coming in from him, and Batulins will finish him out.
He's pushing.
But yeah, this is going to be exactly what he needs. MG3 in hand. Why not? Just go. Oh, no! Batulins will find him.
Oh, that was a worst case scenario for FaZe there. Corexi spotted him, but just a half second too late, and Batulins takes advantage, but TSM still taking shots over the top. James will be the one that gets the knock into Purdy. Curdy, though, will flush out the kill as well, collect their 9th kill, their 9th point, 6 in the bag for James. Can he get some more?
What a performance from FaZe. Even though Corexi has fallen again, their plays up to this point have been so good. Even Corexi, I like what he went to do there, but like you said, he just barely saw Batulins late. And so they still have complete control of this circle. And it's just going to be Luke now for TSM. Yeah, on that side, Gustav going to find Lou again.
Those care package crates aren't that big, and unfortunately for Lou, his little feetsies get spotted out by James. Batulins now just surviving in the bush as long as he can.
And then I wouldn't be surprised if he even went for the deny, and it's going to be Gustav that picks that one off anyways. 11 kills. And now Luke with a crazy task ahead of him if he wants to try to win this. Otherwise, securing 2nd place was good enough.
They got to be careful about how they approach this, because if they give him a bunch of 1v1s, Luke can easily win. Feck's going to try to be the hero. He's going to go close. He's got support from range, and he's got a flashbang. Yet lead in with the flashbangs. Try not to flash yourself if you can, but he is just spamming these things right now. He does spot out Luke moving in the high grass as he's just
how many flashes?
Look at him, he's laughing. You can see the smile on his face as Fex will finish him off, and FaZe gets their 2nd win of the day.
Well, I asked
We'll be sure to tell you.
He's coming in on fire. Is Gene.
Who will bring you all the excitement from the Dusty Doom. Hope that you can get this revive off as quickly as you can. TDT still in compound looking off into the distance, so they are not interested in pushing it any further. And now that that new circle is popped, that might change things. As TDT has compound, they have it right up against the edge. They know their backs are clear. They can afford to get aggressive if they would like to. Meanwhile, all those teams off to the north, you can see FaZe, they take some damage as Gustav is leading the way here. But they're trailing 2, are pinned down by FW. Gen G, they found their way in. Twisted will get their guys back together as a full 4 in the center of the zone. So the rich get a little bit richer here.
And that's a difficult compound to kind of crash, right? Because it's in the basins, it's in the middle. So Twisted should be protected, especially with how many teams are around them. As Hamas is going to fall, Ayla will go down to the blue. Cerberus is eliminated in 16th. Fex as well going to go down.
And Purdy Curdy just eating blue zone damage right now. You can see he's still got 7 first aid, so he might be able to keep alive a little bit.
Fight's concluded, but look at this. Luna Galaxy now is going to take the fight full on into TDT.
Yeah, TDT doing exactly what we said that they should, is start playing a little bit more aggressive, knowing that their backs are clear, and they will find one off of Luna Galaxy. Posa will still stay alive, though. And look at this. Falcons now actually pushing back into TDT, but meanwhile, you can see FW still engaged with Day Trade. They try to find their way into the zone, but they're going to go down. FW finished off. Well, Raining's going to go down to Perfectix with the P90, and will go down as well. Type, he's the last one alive, and he is gone as well. Twisted Minds, well, they didn't have any kills 2 seconds ago. Yeah. Now they got 4.
The point delivery, I mean, I don't really know what else T1 could have done, right? So yeah, I get it, I understand, but actually that's Falcons now with the ability to maybe pick apart Twisted. They've already lost 2, so or 2 down to the Nox. We'll see. Now they just can't do anything from it either.
Oh,
and
no.
Tosi. It just clips the wings there of Snakers from the Falcons.
Man, alive here for Luna Galaxy. We've seen him pull off some solo heroics, but this is asking a lot. Full 4-man squad of TDT just above him.
Yeah, and TDT, I mean, realistically, could start to wrap more towards the south side of the circle. They do have a foothold into the position right below where Flood and the rest of Falcons are. But yeah, let's see June if he's going to actually press it here. And it looks like they found exactly where Posa might be hiding. No!
He didn't know. Oh, that sucks. Well, he goes down. Good grenade from June will be enough. And Falcons try to send it in. Looking over here, but they have been stopped down by Gen G. So Twisted getting a little bit protected here by Gen G, as you can see how they dispatched of T1 fairly quickly and efficiently.
Yep, and that's just what happens when you're in this position, especially when it's center. When you're in that bowl, you just have so many other teams with angles onto the hillsides around you, but Relo now is just trying to defend from the 2 members of Twisted, trying to push him and just get rid of that last member of Falcons currently in their compound. And now Thanadol with an Relo will find Lou, but Perfectix will flush him out.
Oh, Amadol is coming alive here as now that's 2 knocked for Twisted Minds. Batulin's the last player left alive, and that is suicidal to try to make that cross across the road to go for those res, especially now that TDT have crashed the compound.
So all of a sudden, a game that seemed to be so in favor of Twisted, because they went to clear out Rillo, it will just be the solo of Batulins, but he's still in the circle, well within, taking down members of 17.
Ooh, Gen G coming alive at the perfect time. They got him low, and they immediately pushed out and got those 2 initial knocks here. And you got Freaks that have made their way across the street as well. So 17 pinched at the worst possible time. Quandong Freaks, see if they can get the angle. Gen G's going to spot him out as well, though, as Barpo will finish off his knocks. 17 just staying alive as long as the smokes will allow.
And look at this, a full send. Okay.
That didn't work.
That did not work
at all.
At all. But now it's going to be TDT making it into the compound, the other side of the compound here, where they see Batulins, and he should be cooking. No, not quite. Very low though. This needs to be an easy, lossless. Yeah, and there it is. Oh. Ooh, he kind of took 2 in the cake.
Wait a minute.
And he survived.
Yeah, Batulin's got that. He got a little thick in the pants there. He survived 2 pumps from the shotgun, and it still does go down in the end. So TDT once again still has 4 alive in the compound. They're feeling great. New Happy somehow survives the crash from Day Trade in the wide open smoke on the side of the mountain.
Shocker.
I know. I didn't think it was going to work out that way, but Rex coming over. He's going to spot out Xiao Bei. Heaven will finish off Lil Ghost, and that'll be 17 down in 5th, and we have reached our top 4. It's Gen G, TDT, Quandong Freaks, and New Happy.
TDT with an opportunity here to start to climb.
Spotted out June from TDT, so TDT are trying to get everybody together into the right part of the compound.
Oh, what
but
a
Happy being a good distraction here. Is the grenade going to fall a little bit short? That one might be right on time as Tosi gets taken down to about half HP. Barpo back on the move. Rex is going to stay low. Barpo going to be the aggressor here. Spots out AZ. Gets him low. Gets him knocked. But Ming Ming trades it out. Now Rex is there as well. But Ming Ming, he's too good. He's going to find the double knock as Barpo and Rex get flushed out by Human.
And KDF with an opportunity here to backstab the last members of Gen G. But they are taking this a little slower, making sure that they don't overextend. They do not want to incur any knocks because TDT then will be able to push up. But look at this, Zhao Z actually watching the anchor for New Happy is maintaining control, but now it's going to be 2 members of TDT on the southwest side.
Zhao Z's got his work cut out for him, and he's actually going to call from support from Ming Ming. So AZ will keep the guys from Gen G and KDF at bay for now. As Zhao Z, he's got him right on his doorstep. He's got that deployable cover laid down. He's dancing around it. June gets down to about half HP. AZ, a nice grenade, will get a knock onto them in return, but Zhao Z will go down to a nice Molotov from Zhu, and Ming Ming goes down as well. And that's 10 kills now for TDT. Can they stop down long enough to get the res on a van as AZ is now the last player up for New Happy?
KDF, who are just waiting for him, but they have, did Guman see him?
by the grace of the grass. Okay. Oh, no! Adder quickly spins on him. Bean's going to get the knock, but that might be the opening for TDT, and yes, they are sending it. You can see June already rushing as they try to get over here. They got...
We'll be able to push up, but look at this. Zhao Z actually watching the anchor for New Happy is maintaining control, but now it's going to be 2 members of TDT on the southwest side.
Zhao Z's got his work cut out for him, and he's actually going to call from support from Ming Ming, so AZ will keep the guys from Gen G and KDF at bay for now. As Zhao Z, he's got him right on his doorstep. He's got that deployable cover laid down. He's dancing around it. June gets down to about half HP. AZ, a nice grenade, will get a knock onto them in return, but Zhao Z will go down to a nice Molotov from Zhu, and Ming Ming goes down as well. And that's 10 kills now for TDT. Can they stop down long enough to get the res on a van? As AZ is now the last player up for New Happy. He gets sprayed down, but he's still alive.
Very good timing there coming out from TDT. That's exactly what they needed to do. They waited, they were patient. They didn't do it too early, right? A lot of teams potentially would have gone just too early, and that would have caused them some problems because New Happy had not yet pushed up. So now it's just down to the Adder solo.
Sending it. You can see June already rushing as they try to get over here. They got grenades in hand. Can the utility find the mark? It's going to be just wide here as the res does come off. Guin back on his feet, but he's got to get that heal off as well.
And right now, Heaven has to be huge, holding that side anchor position. Bean is going to go down once again. TDT are on the doorstep of a 15-kill win, and sure enough, they're going to get it. What a game from TDT.
Our MVP. The way in which he took the last fight as well against Guangdong Freaks absolutely slaughtered them.
And he's the guy
The
that
12th game of this grand finals, and good for James, but
That's fair. Well, look, hey, right off the bat, we know that the circle like this that favors El Azhar does typically tend to have a lot of play around that death road, that death valley right in the middle. And right off the bat, TDT and Theraton 5 both going for the gas station right in the middle to square off here in our final game of the day. Hopefully you don't have any of these guys on your fantasy team because it's looking like we might see a couple of -3s coming out as June continues his rampage from last round.
And so far, TDT have already taken one down of FaZe with the flush. They've knocked Rossita Jr., and I love that the rest of the team is now coming in. A beautiful double from Vong Yi. This is exactly what you want to see to piggyback off of their 15-kill win.
Wow, Von just in the perfect position at the perfect time. And June will go down, but he can't get flushed. So that, just like that, Theraton 5's day has come to a close. Maybe a little bit earlier, a little bit of a break here, and that Posa wasn't able to just get the knock and instant flush. So Roth able to stay alive for a little bit longer, but Vinny, you can see on that mini map coming to provide some support. And you got Rello and Flood trying to come in as well, but Snaker's going out into no man's land. He's going to immediately swap back, and Posa will win that 1v1, if just barely. He's got 2 knocked, but Flood and Rello have arrived, but so has Vinny.
Yep.
Now Flood and Rello just going to dip out. Yep.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Luna has the
A few pot shots, seeing if they can take out a few tires from the Luna boys. But looks like they could keep them mostly safe here. As TSM going to get a little bit close to Twisted once again. Curdy will get the opening knock onto Perfectix, but Lou immediately trading it back as he's got that low ground and gets Alo pretty low as well. Luke, though, will provide that support and force Lou to pull back down.
Yeah, currently a 3-on-3, but Purdy has been flushed. Perfectix slowly bleeding out. That's going to be first bleed. They should be able to get to him. And it really is up to TSM if they want to push the pace. It looks like Sparking, his team is coming in. Example will find that with Luke with the trade. It's down to a one-on-one between the 2 members here of Twisted and TSM.
Just beautiful coverage from both sides here. Has left it down to that 1v1, and Batulin's already just going to hop in the Bronco, try to reposition before Luke can really figure out where he's gone. Luke will at least flush out the kill, get the point, try to go for the revive on a Sparking. Batulin's, meanwhile, is taking shots over at TDT, so he's just kind of put himself in a position to try to gatekeep TSM as soon as they try to make their way out of this compound.
The implications of this are pretty huge for the rest of the lobby. You have your first and second place team both fighting, both basically just kind of dismantling each other, and now, yeah, Batulin's just gonna have to get out, which means the impact that they will have on this game for the final game of the day is not great, especially if Sparking could just get rid of Batulins right now.
Just hitting them toesies underneath the Bronco, but Batu will stay alive. He'll get the heal off once again. Sparking just preventing him. He'll spot out Sparking in the distance. Sparking will try to feed that information over to Luke and see where he is. Luke now well within throwable range. He's got a grenade in his hand. We'll send it on over, but Batu again, just quick on his feet, moves before he can be spotted out.
And I love the presence of mind from TSM to make this play happen, realizing that they can just eliminate Twisted, but they have to be careful. Batulins can turn this around, and he can actually just wipe out TSM if they're too overzealous or they make any glaring mistakes. So we'll see how that one plays out. Meanwhile, it's going to be 17 now to push on to the position of 4 a.m. This is happening on the northeast side of the circle, and they're not even in yet, but Luke still having to stop to heal.
Oh, and that zone is hurting a lot now, but look at the damage that Sparking put onto Batu. As Luke can get around this hill, he spots him, he gets him low, he gets him dead, and TSM will take out Twisted Minds, and they will stay alive, at least for now.
Job done for TSM. They did exactly what they needed to do when the numbers got low for both teams, and so now
Before going into tomorrow, Gen G on that low ground with 4 a.m. above them. They're getting some support, though, from Non of New Happy.
And New Happy have a high angle on this. It's going to be a second member down. This time it's going to be Type to take out Xiaopian. And so look at this, T1 and also New Happy just shredding them to pieces. 4EM's out.
4 Angry Men's no good, very bad day continues. And now Gen G is in the sights of New Happy. They have vehicles on the move. They're ready.
Falcons on that south side with KDF now potentially making their push into the circle, and you know Cerberus will go third party that if the opportunity arises.
Look at this. Gustav on a one-man mission has taken his 1v4 up against New Happy, gets a knock on a Non, but we'll have to pull back down once again as Fex is still alive. So Gustav and Fex still in it for FaZe on that northwestern side. Barpo will spot out Bean, so that's going to be a knock on to KDF as they are making their way in rotation towards a better position, more towards the center of the circle, but Cerberus has angles, FaZe has angles. This is going to be really rough for Gume, and yet he gets taken down by Duck Mai to start things off as Gen G. They still got 4 alive, and they've got T1 pinned and FW pinned.
Surprising that KDF just went for that send, didn't even try to see if they could third party this fight. Again, I'm still kind of questioning what's going on with them for now, but they do have 3 alive in the circle, and it's going to be Falcons actually to just clean up the last 2 members there of FW. So still Gen G
way in, but Posa, we're going to pick Barpo right out of the passenger seat. Barpo will get flushed out by Guman, though, so that's a kill stolen away, and now Adder's going to go down as well to Posa, and again, now, okay, Haven will at least, no, New Happy's going to steal that one away. So Luna's just getting their pockets picked right now of every knock they get. New Happy now has 9 kills from that north side, Godspeed.
Yep, and they're still in, so they don't have to make any rash decisions just yet. You also still have Fex, who's just kind of a solo in that shack, and now Cerberus, the onus is on them. They're going to have to move in. They're going to have to find something to play for the time being, but New Happy just has so many angles onto what's happening in the circle, and now KDF is just getting shredded by Luna Galaxy.
All right, Posa will get one, and he'll get credit for that one. Is Vinny going to get the other one? And Kwangdong Freak's going to go down just like that as Fex is waiting for the arrival of Cerberus, and he will go down. But Zakraken gets the knock on a Haisaki, so it might be late, but it's better than never. Lujoy here is, there you go. That's going to be a good one. Non is knocked as well. AZ flushed out. Ming Ming, the last player alive for New Happy. He is at least inside the zone, though, and he's going to find a knock on Zakraken. And now Luna Galaxy, they've got 3 up, but Zakraken's kind of in no man's lane. You got to be real careful about how you approach this fight with Ming Ming. Do not give this man 1v1s.
No, I mean, the only way Luna loses here is if they throw. There's no other reason with this position. Ming Ming's still not in. That he should be able to win this game. So sure, they'll lose one there. I mean, at this point, I would even just leave Haven or leave Kraken down.
I mean, yeah, Haven going to go for it, but Post is the only one that Ming Ming can really see right now. But okay, he's doing what he needs to. Vinny going to go ahead and try to push up in, and he's going to win the 1v1 as Luna Galaxy gets our final win of the day.
And a much better day from Luna Galaxy, but the consistency that we saw out of New Happy is just...
Kills going the way of Vinny. Why did I take him off my fantasy team?
Oh, it's all like, doesn't that always suck? Is like you half bait somebody, you pick them the first day, then you're like, oh, they didn't do what I wanted them to do here, and you pick them off, and then the next day they pop off, and you just feel like you hate yourself a little bit.
Yeah, there he is. Damn it. Yeah, but a great man of the match for this one as well. Holding down that compound, the warehouse, as well as those buildings. Like, it was just a foregone conclusion when you've got something like that and the circle is going to be coming your way. You could see as